Hi, my name is Nicole Zulu, and I'm excited to be on the Dandaro online platform. I'm excited to be engaging with and interacting with other amazing creators, social media and content creators. So, today I'm just going to share a bit of wisdom or a couple of words around Suicide Prevention Month, which is the month of September. So, before I get started, I will let you know that this can be triggering. So, if you're facing or feeling suicidal or having suicidal ideations, or you feel like you might be triggered, you are more than welcome to step away from this. I've additionally listed resources and people that you can reach out to after we have this discussion or after you watch this video in the event that you feel triggered. So, you have someone to call and you do have a sense of safety thereafter. On a lighter note, I'm hoping that you see my earrings and you think they're cool. If you don't, then you're missing out. Summer is coming, and these amazing earrings were made by Africana Accessories. I've also listed their handle down below so you can take a look at their amazing wear, from sports bags to purses in Africana pride style. It's going to be lit this summer. Hoping and praying that COVID restrictions do clear up just a little bit more so that we can really flash it out and go wild. So, starting off on suicide prevention and awareness. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 disclaimers before we get started. The first disclaimer is, in the event that you have suicidal ideations or you are feeling depressed or in a dark space, please seek professional help. When you're in this state, when you are feeling depressed, when you're feeling suicidal, you're literally like a ticking time bomb. And the joy about it is we've got people who are trained, who are experts in diffusing the bomb, in getting you out of the dark places, and in helping you find the right path, as well as find and hold your life again in your own hands. So please do seek assistance. I know that we always have the issue of African stereotypes, and we additionally have the expenses associated with it, but there are free services which I will list below so you can take a look at those. The second thing I want to say is, if you're a teenager, or if you're the parent of a teenager, or you have a brother or sister going through their teenage years, wherever they are right now, literally get up and go give them a hug. Kids are going through the most. I was in the education space for over 8 years. And one of the things that I realized is that there is higher expectation for academic excellence, there is higher expectation for sporting and cultural excellence and the arts, and there is higher expectation all around. This has been exacerbated by COVID-19 and the pandemic as we know it. But in terms of support and systems in place to help our kids, those haven't changed. In other instances, they've deteriorated or disappeared altogether. So if you're a young person going to high school or in your early adulthood years and you're making it every single day and you're getting up, shout out to you. It's not easy. The third thing that I want to say is, I was a skeptic. For some of you who believe that depression is white man's disease, or it's something that doesn't exist, or if you're depressed, just be happy, I hear you. You are my people. Or at least you were. I thought and felt the exact same way until I experienced depression firsthand, until I had suicidal ideations. And you know what the worst part was? I didn't even know I was at risk. I didn't even know I was depressed. I just thought that that's what happens when you grow up. When you grow up, the world goes from panoramic view and beautiful color to dark and gray and gloomy. I literally just thought that that was what it was to be a grown-up and adult. And that's not the case, guys. So depression, anxiety, mental health is a huge deal, guys. And even before I get started on sharing my experience with you, I want you guys to know that mental health isn't about whether you have schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, or anxiety. I feel like mental health is literally mental wellness. It's about what it's like to live in your own head. We take it so often as if you are talking about mental health, you're talking about people who have conditions or sicknesses. But what we're really talking about, or what we really should be talking about, is, what does your head look like? You spend 99.9% of your time in your own head. And right now I want to ask you, is it a habitable place? Is it a safe place? Is it a place where you can find refuge? Or is it a place where you need to go and hide under layers of alcohol, of drug abuse, of any other thing, sleeping, overeating, in order to mask the voices in your head because it's just not a safe space? So, if nothing else, let's shift the paradigm, guys. Let's change the conversation. Let's talk about what it's like to live in our own heads and cultivate positive and growth-inspired vibes. So I'm going to be really quick about my experience. Don't want to bore you. It is a Sunday, guys. I'm sure you've got better things to do. When I felt depressed, it literally started off as exhaustion. I was super tired all the time, and tasks that should have taken me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, took an hour. Couldn't get out of bed. And I remember thinking I had an iron deficiency. It then became suicidal ideations. And it progressed to, what if I did this? What if I ended my life this way? What if I were to end my life that way? And still, guys, I didn't think there was anything wrong. I didn't think anything was wrong. At most, I thought I had an iron deficiency, or I was just sad. Or I was growing up, because growing up does suck, guys. Adulting is hard. Shem. They did not prepare us for this. So what happened was, I was having a discussion with my aunt, who is an amazing woman. Like, whew, if you have an aunt like mine, you would be blessed. I mean, can your aunt even? Yay. She has had multiple surgeries. She's had a very traumatic medical history, which left her prone to depression. So because it was something that was diagnosed within her, she had sought the professional help that she needed, and she could see the signs and symptoms. So for me, it was like I was living with an in-house doctor who could see that I was at risk. So for you guys, it might not be easy to pick up, but please do check up on your strong friends. Those are the ones that are most at risk, guys. Those who just suffer in silence, who keep on going. That's kind of who I was. So I spoke to my aunt and we were talking, and I remember telling her, rather glibly, guys, about my suicidal ideation and how I was going to end my life. She froze. And then she took a moment, took a deep breath, and then she said, okay, please do tell me more. What's going on? Tell me more. And she listened to me. She listened to me as I said everything that I wanted to say, without judgment, without condescension, without retribution. And then she said to me, she said, my love, I think you're depressed. And I said, huh? What? Depression? Here? Here? No. And she said, my love, what you're doing or what you're saying is literally suicidal ideations, and that comes through from depression. She started listing off or rattling off symptoms. She said, are you tired? Do you oversleep? Do you overeat? Do you find it difficult to do simple tasks? Do you feel hopeless? Do you feel isolated and lonely, but you don't want to be with people and you don't want to be with friends? And I was like, oh, that sounds eerily accurate. And what I loved about my aunt's efforts and her actions, she loved me through the experience. Whenever we hear someone talking about suicidal ideations, we're like, you're seeking attention or you're being dramatic. And that's not the case. One thing that people who are at risk need is a sounding voice, someone who will hear their cries and understand that they're in pain, but willingly and actively hold their hand as they fight to get them back on track. The second you tell kids, yeah, no, you're just being dramatic, no, it's a white man's disease, no, we will go back into our shells. And the next time you won't get a warning. All you'll see is, oh wow, you know what, they actually pulled it off, they did it this time. And all you'll have at the end of the day is a coffin and someone that you love having to bury them. That sucks, guys. The suicidal rates and statistics in our country have increased at an alarming rate. So we need to be there for each other. It's a tough discussion to have, but it must be had. The last thing that I want to tell you about my experience and what really helped me a lot was when my aunt was speaking to me. She was trying to get me out of this space and she was trying to get me to get help. Whenever someone is depressed or they're suicidal, the first thing that we say is, what about your mom? What about your dad? What about your friends? What about your family? How will they feel? How will they take it? What would you have done to them? You're being selfish. By the time you get to the point where you are suicidal, guys, you don't care whether the sky is gray or yellow or green. You certainly don't care what the next person is feeling. Not because you are spiteful or you are hurtful, but because you are in so much pain and you're in such a dark space you cannot see even a glimmer of light at the end of the day. What my aunt said to me instead was, do you know that you're loved? And I said, yes. Do you know that you are impactful, that you are kind-hearted, that you're compassionate? And I said, I guess so. Then she's like, remember how you used to tell me about all the dreams you had of traveling the world, of learning more about psychology, of fulfilling your hopes and your aspirations and just being the best version of yourself? And I said, vaguely, but yes, I remember those. And she said, right, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to fight. Not for everyone else, but for you. Because you deserve to be alive. You deserve to reach your greatest potential. You deserve to be happy. And you deserve more than what you are currently experiencing and what you are currently going through. So what I'd say is, if you have anyone that you love who has suicidal ideations or they're depressed, firstly, reach out on the basis of compassion and understanding, with the aim of, secondly, helping them get on the right path where they can take control of their lives and they can find the light and get on the road to recovery. Which means that, thirdly, you need to get professional assistance and professional help. The thing is this: if we don't know what demon we are fighting, if we cannot name the titans that we are fighting, we cannot win and we cannot conquer them. So the very first thing is just figuring out what's going on and taking the necessary steps. In closing, I just want to say to you, wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, in whichever space and sphere, time zone you are, I want you to know that you are loved, that you are precious, that you are limitless potential, that you are like stardust in the ways that you can impact and change lives, and that you deserve to be happy. Not for any other reason, but that you are you. You don't have to have the amazing job or the amazing partner or the kids or the millions to deserve to be happy. Just your existence means that you deserve to be happy, you deserve to be treasured, you deserve to be loved, and you deserve to feel safe. And your mind should in fact be the one place that is the safest space for you. So I hope and pray this inspired someone or helped someone. Like I said, I'm going to list some contacts below that you can reach out to in the event that you know of a loved one who might be at risk, or if you feel triggered. But let's stay away, guys. Let's do what we need to do to save lives.